Guys, so today I'm going to be talking about Ernie Ball, skinny top, heavy bottom. It's 10 through 52 set. This is it's kind of like a hybrid gauge, which is usually like two different sets of strings put together. Is why they call them hybrid sets. Gauges in this pack are 10, 13, 17 for the plain strings, 30, 42, and 52 for the wound strings. And this is like the dark orangish red package for those of you who've never seen them. So skinny top, heavy bottom. Most brands call them light top, heavy bottom. I'm guessing Ernie Ball just calls them skinny top, heavy bottom to be different. It's a cool name. But getting right into this set, you know, just like most of the Ernie Ball sets of strings, it's a good quality product. The only thing that gets me with light top, heavy bottom strings is the big difference between the wound strings and the unwound strings. To me, when you're playing this set of strings and you're on the low strings, they're really, you know, really depends on what you're tuning to, but no matter what, it's still a big difference. But let's say you're in E, you know, the bottom three strings are really big strings, a lot more tension. When you get to the high strings, they're, you know, just regular old light gauge strings. So that kind of throws me off, but that's me personally. Some people, you know, like them for that reason exactly. That way their rhythms and stuff on the lower, you know, side of the guitar, you know, they can dig in a little bit more and all that. But then when it's time for soloing, you know, have the real nice bendability of the strings and whatnot. But too, I'm a rhythm guy, so that's probably why I don't really care for it. But this set, you get a pretty decent setup. The only thing I find weird about it is, I think the 52 could be a little bit bigger. If it was a 54 or 56, it would probably feel a little bit better. And the reason I say this is when you're playing, the low 52 has a lot less tension on it than the 5th and 4th strings. The 42 has a ton more tension than the 52. So, you know, when you're moving from like the lowest string up to the 42 gauge, it just feels really weird. You all of a sudden get this big, you know, bigger, you know, heavier amount of tension on the string, and it kind of throws me off a lot. So I'm just not a big fan of them. I don't use balanced sets of strings, but I do use sets that are a little bit better. To me, I'm a bigger fan of the beefy slinkies because they go 42 and 52. 30, 42, 52, and it feels a lot better, and I just think that set makes a little bit more sense. But with that being said, this set's still great, and especially if, you know, you're not looking to do, you know, like E standard, you want to tune down to like, you know, E flat or D or probably even C sharp. You know, these are really good because they still give you that ability to get, you know, heavy gauge strings, but, you know, I couldn't see you tuning much lower than D with these just because your first three strings are lighter like that. They're 10s. But, you know, tuning down to D or something, these strings are awesome because at that point, the first three strings keep that light, you know, buttery feel, and the bottom three strings just have the feel of a regular, you know, 10 through 46 gauge. So they become really comfortable. Other than that, that's the only big problem I have with this set of strings is just that the 52, I just don't think, you know, the set's kind of really weird balanced. But they're great strings. I mean, just like every Ernie Ball product, I hate to be, you know, always talking about how good Ernie Ball is, but I think there's a lot of great string companies, and I think every one of them has their great points and their faults, and don't get me wrong, Ernie Ball has its faults, but for the most part, I think Ernie Ball is a good product. I think when you buy them, you're going to be happy with them, no matter if you're getting these or any other gauges. But personally, this set of strings right here is great, and if you're just wanting to try out a light top, heavy bottom set, or in this case, skinny bottom, heavy set, skinny top, heavy bottom set, then these are a good place to start. You know, if you're using another brand of the same gauge and you just want to try these, go for it. I mean, it cannot hurt. I think they're great. So that's about it, guys.